What up, watch peeps? If you were to ask watch people what is the best value for money watch brand out there, it is inevitable that Christopher Ward is going to end up on this list. And it's not undeserved. They are cranking out build quality and finishing that is typically seen on much more expensive watches. Now, I have a great example of these things for us to look at here today. So let's check it out. I'm Pete, and we are chilling with watches. First check, I am wearing the Doxa Sub 300T, this time around on a single link bracelet. I threw it on there on a whim because I really don't love the bracelet this came with, and I'm always trying new things, and I kind of dig this look. It's kind of retro and weird and also pretty comfortable. But let's see what's going on in this cool and very unique packaging that Christopher Ward uses here. So you kind of have your outer sleeve, and then you have this kind of bamboo box inside, but it's one of these slider boxes, and I always like these because they're so smooth feeling on that motion there. On top you have your long book with your 60/60 guarantee. 60 days to return your watch for a full refund. I think it has to be in unworn condition. Otherwise, it is covered for 60 months under the warranty. So that's a nice 5-year warranty. Can't beat that. And inside here we have, well, looks like another envelope. I have no idea what's in this one. Looks like just a polishing cloth. Pretty sweet. But what's even sweeter is what is inside of this cool bamboo box. Check this baby out. So what we're looking at is the C63 Sealander. Now this is the Elite version, and it's done in titanium 40mm case with this kind of cool retractable crown. Now color-wise, this model only comes in black. I know the three-hander and the GMTs come in like black, blue, even green, and there's also white, I believe. Now price-wise, this model on a strap similar to what you see here comes in at US $14.50. On the OEM bracelet, it comes in at $17.60. But you know, Christopher Ward, I feel like there is always a $125 voucher flying around. So taking a closer look at this dial, and it's almost comical at this point that I have to say this, but guess what? The logo has changed. In this version I have here, they have Christopher Ward at 12 o'clock, which I think looks nice and balanced, but in looking at their website, it looks like now they have switched to the twin flag logo at 12 o'clock instead of the text, which I actually prefer. You know, Christopher Ward is known for constantly changing their logo and its placement, but I think this new Swiss flag 12 o'clock thing is here to stay. Let's hope, because I think it looks pretty killer. Otherwise, we have a date window at 6 o'clock. You can never complain about a date window at 6 o'clock. Keeps the symmetry and the balance on this dial spot on. Now the hour markers, they are applied markers here. Take a closer look. You'll see there's even a little bit of texture to that dial. Looking at it in the right light, looks pretty good. Now the dial markers, the hour markers, that portion of the dial is rather small and pushed into the middle to make room for this kind of wider minute track we have on the outside. But this is the cool thing here, and I'm not sure if you can see that, but you can see through this whole dial. Let's see if I move, if I put a different color back there so you can kind of see what's going on. You can actually see right through the dial, and it that kind of transfers through to the back there. You'll see it's the movement holder that holds the movement kind of centered in the case there, and it has these kind of vented holes between that inner portion of the dial where the hour markers are and the outer portion where the minute track is. Very cool effect. On wrist, you can't even really tell that those vents are there, but it is a pretty neat trick. The handset is their standard kind of C60 handset with the pointy hour hand and your just kind of sword minute hand. Now they have their trident seconds hand, something else Christopher Ward is known for. And I love that they went with orange. You know, you can't go wrong if you make one hand orange and only one hand. I don't care if it's the hour, minute, or seconds, but one orange hand always looks cool, and it's really brought forward with the orange kind of highlights that you find on those little spaces in between the gaps, as well as that triangle at 12 o'clock. The crystal on this model is a flat sapphire, exactly what you want for a watch is built for doing things. I'm a big fan of a flat sapphire crystal. As far as the bezel goes on this one, we have a nice fixed titanium bezel. You'll see it's kind of brushed on the angle there, and then there's just kind of this little polished chamfer, and then some brushing on the straight side. I don't even know if they are straight, but on that third surface again there. Now we can also see how awesome this case is from this view as well. Now this is grade 2 titanium, so you're going to get a nice lightweight case. And this light catcher case is really kind of their star of the show for their C6X watches, kind of in this price range. And it is phenomenal. You'll see it's mostly a very thin mid case, and there actually is a sizable amount of case back protruding out of there. Really nice balance with the bezel, I think, though. But this combination of brushed and polished finishes, along with all the different surfaces, you'll see this mid case actually has a cutout there, and all those kind of blend together in a way that makes it look kind of like one cohesive unit, as opposed to like a very specific, here's your mid case, here's your case back. All that makes it blend together really well, and it just has a great profile view and sits really well on the wrist as well. Now let's go back to that crown side, because the crown is also super cool on this one. No screw down crown here, but what you'll see is you have a flush crown that when you push it in, it pops out. You're in winding mode there when it first pops out. One click to date, one more click to set the hands. No problems with this whatsoever. Clicks in and out, seems to hold, provides 150 meters of water resistance. I think it's really neat. I'm not sure I love the no crown look on a watch. I kind of just feel like maybe my brain just expects it and wants it to be there, but it is a really cool feature. Flipping it over from here to look at the case back, it is of course a display case back. It has to be, because you have this kind of vented see-through dial going on, and you're obviously going to need to be able to see all the way through with the case back. Really pretty looking SW200, and this is the COSC certified version of this movement, so we're going to throw this thing on the Timegrapher and see how it's ticking. But a really nice case back. You see it's just a screw down case back with your spec sheet around the outside. Now the strap on this one, you can see here we have a quick release strap that is kind of two materials. Feels like a rubber. I don't know if it's FKM or not, but it's a really nice feeling rubber, whatever it is. And then it has this kind of sailcloth material on top. And in my couple weeks of wearing this, I haven't noticed any issues with that sailcloth material wanting to pull away from the rubber at all. Really nice, comfortable strap. I'd love to check out the titanium bracelet that goes with this, however. All right, let's throw this COSC moving on the Timegrapher and see what's cooking. Not exactly sure what to make of a COSC movement that is not running a COSC here, obviously. I've seen better accuracy. The amplitude is insanely high. It's obviously running really clean and really well. Almost no beat error. But, you know, you would expect to see a +2 seconds or so with a COSC movement. This is a loaner piece. I don't know if that has something to do with it. It looks to be in fantastic shape, but it's not running within COSC, that's for sure. Going over the dimensions, we are looking at a 40 millimeter case that comes in 46.5 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. It is a very nice thin 10.8 millimeters thick, and it has 20 millimeter lug width. Going over some of the other specs, we have a very nice flat sapphire crystal. It uses Swiss Super Luminova on the hands and the dial. And it is running a COSC certified Sellita SW200 movement, and it features 150 meters of water resistance. Now on this OEM supplied strap, it came in at 66 grams. So what does that mean for a titanium watch? Well, not quite as light as a Quartz watch, but a good 20 grams lighter than its equivalent stainless steel, similarly sized watch. And here is how it wears on my 7¼ inch wrist. Really nice sized watch. You know, if you would ask me, I would say 40 millimeters for a sport watch. I'd rather it was 38, but this one, this kind of wide minute track, almost gives the appearance of an internal bezel, making this thing kind of wear and present a little more like a compressor without the crowns. And here's how that 40 millimeter Chris Ward presents itself compared to a 36 millimeter Smith's Everest. I think it's pretty much every bit of its 4 millimeters larger. Both look pretty thin there, but that case is just super pretty. Moving up a little bit to a 38mm with the Van Banner AO. Now these actually present pretty close. Again, I think true to a 38, true to a 40, and you can see just about 2mm worth of difference there. And then going up one more step to a 41mm with the Tudor Ranger. Now here I think you can see the Ranger does look like it wears. I think these wear and feel about the same on wrist, about 40mm, but that all dial Tudor Ranger is going to make it, that's a little less busy, going to make it look a little larger. And lastly, I have an SKX here so we can have that baseline comparison, 42.5mm. So I think you're going to see and feel all of that difference in the case. A dive watch is just a bigger, bulkier proposition than this kind of go anywhere, do anything sport watch. All right, lastly, let's take a look at the Lume.
Keep the Lume.
And there you go, check it out. So I think I said Swiss Superluminova earlier. This is very clearly BGW9. Looks really good. I think it's a nice application. You know, I was noticing a lot of the watches I've been reviewing lately are all BGW9. Clearly this cool blue glow is something that you all like and have asked for. Looks really good here, very legible. So there you go, the C63 Sealander Elite. It was admittedly not this model, but the three-hander and the GMT versions that originally caught my eye. But I am glad Christopher Ward sent this model because it has really opened me up to the awesome things that they are doing at this price point. And what a great wear it is. Fantastic. All right, before I let you guys go, sneaker check. I'm wearing my Anderson Paak Vans, and that's it. I'm out. If it's not too much trouble, please like, subscribe, and come back next time. Peace.